Please explain in detail the respiratory system, such as gas exchange, fetal respiration, respiratory mechanics, control of respiration, and respiratory disorders. The respiratory system is a complex network of organs and structures responsible for the exchange of gases, primarily oxygen and carbon dioxide, between the atmosphere and the body's cells. This system is essential for maintaining life, as it provides the oxygen needed for cellular respiration and removes waste products, such as carbon dioxide. The key components of the respiratory system include the nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, and lungs. Gas exchange. Gas exchange is the primary function of the respiratory system, involving the diffusion of oxygen from the air into the bloodstream and the removal of carbon dioxide from the blood into the air. This process occurs in the alveoli, tiny air sacs within the lungs. Each lung contains millions of alveoli, which are surrounded by a dense network of capillaries. Oxygen in the inhaled air diffuses through the thin walls of the alveoli and capillaries into the bloodstream, where it binds to hemoglobin molecules in red blood cells. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide, a waste product of cellular respiration, diffuses from the blood into the alveoli. The oxygen-rich blood is then transported to the body's cells, while the carbon dioxide-laden air is expelled from the body during exhalation. Fetal respiration. Fetal respiration differs from adult respiration, as the fetus receives oxygen and nutrients from the mother's blood via the placenta and umbilical cord. Oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged across the placental membrane, which separates the fetal and maternal circulatory systems. The fetal lungs, although fully formed, do not participate in gas exchange until birth. During fetal development, the lungs produce a substance called surfactant, which reduces surface tension in the alveoli and prevents them from collapsing. The production of surfactant increases toward the end of pregnancy, preparing the lungs for their first breaths following delivery. Respiratory mechanics. The process of inhaling and exhaling, also known as ventilation, is facilitated by the diaphragm and the intercostal muscles. The diaphragm is a dome-shaped muscle that separates the thoracic and abdominal cavities, while the intercostal muscles are found between the ribs. During inhalation, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward, while the intercostal muscles contract and lift the rib cage. This creates a larger thoracic cavity, reducing the pressure inside and allowing air to flow into the lungs. Exhalation is a passive process during which the diaphragm and intercostal muscles relax, allowing the elastic lung tissue and chest wall to return to their resting state. This increases the pressure inside the thoracic cavity, pushing air out of the lungs. Control of respiration. The rate and depth of breathing are regulated by the respiratory center in the medulla oblongata of the brainstem. This center receives input from chemoreceptors in the aortic and carotid bodies, which monitor blood oxygen, carbon dioxide, and pH levels. When blood oxygen levels decrease or carbon dioxide levels increase, the chemoreceptors send signals to the respiratory center, which in turn increases the rate and depth of breathing to restore homeostasis. Respiratory disorders. Various respiratory disorders can affect the efficiency of the respiratory system. Some common examples include asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, pneumonia, and lung cancer. These conditions can be caused by factors such as infections, exposure to environmental pollutants, and genetic predisposition. In conclusion, the respiratory system is a vital component of human physiology, responsible for the exchange of gases needed for life. It consists of a series of interconnected structures that facilitate the intake of oxygen and the removal of carbon dioxide from the body. The respiratory system also adapts to different life stages, such as fetal development, to ensure the efficient exchange of gases. Respiratory mechanics, involving the diaphragm and intercostal muscles, enable inhalation and exhalation, while the respiratory center in the brainstem regulates the rate and depth of breathing based on the body's needs. The respiratory system is susceptible to various disorders, which can impair its function and compromise overall health. Maintaining respiratory health is crucial to support the body's cells and organ systems, ensuring a proper supply of oxygen and the removal of waste products.